Is this you right now? Lying in bed at 2 a.m., staring at the ceiling, wondering how everything got so messy? You feel numb, yet somehow still overwhelmed. You keep showing up for work, for family, for the world, but inside you're unraveling, and no one really knows. It's tough to find the right words, whether it's comfort, advice, or just something that helps you feel seen or truly understood. But somehow, this video showed up for you. Maybe while you were scrolling, maybe when you weren't even looking for it. And that might not be random. Maybe it appeared at just the right time when you needed to hear something that could help or comfort you. This video reminds you that you're not alone, and what you're feeling right now won't last forever. So if you're in a hard place, take a breath. This video offers real evidence-based techniques that have helped countless people navigate moments just like this, tools backed by psychology, grounded in truth, and simple enough to use even when everything feels like too much. Neuroscientist Dr. Jill Bolte Taylor at Harvard University discovered that when an emotional response is triggered in the brain, it takes just 90 seconds for the chemical reaction, like anger, fear, or sadness, to move through the body and clear out. During those 90 seconds, your body is simply reacting. Your heart might race, your chest might tighten, or your stomach might drop. After those 90 seconds, if you're still upset, it's not the emotion, it's the story you're telling yourself that keeps it alive. Let's say someone sends you a hurtful text. You feel a wave of anger or shame. If you pause, breathe, and don't replay it over and over in your head, that emotion will naturally pass. But if you keep thinking, why would they say that? Or maybe I deserved it, you're giving that emotion more life than it needs. The 90-second rule reminds you, when a strong emotion hits, pause, and breathe through it without adding extra stories or judgments. Allow the feeling to run its natural course for those 90 seconds, and then gently shift your focus away to stop feeding it. When emotions get overwhelming, your mind can start racing, replaying worries, fears, or pain. The 5-4-3-2-1 grounding technique helps you stop that cycle by bringing your focus back to the present moment using your 5 senses. Here's how it works. 5. Name 5 things you can see right now. Maybe a plant, a book, or the light on the ceiling. 4. Notice 4 things you can touch. The texture of your clothes, your chair, or the floor beneath your feet. 3. Listen for 3 sounds. Maybe the hum of a fan, distant voices, or birds outside. 2. Identify 2 things you can smell. Fresh air, coffee, or even the scent of your soap. 1. Focus on 1 thing you can taste. Maybe the aftertaste of toothpaste, or a sip of water. For example, imagine you're feeling anxious before a big presentation. You start this exercise, and suddenly your thoughts slow down. You feel calmer, because your brain has shifted out of fear and into right now. This simple practice is a quick, effective way to quiet your mind and regain control. When you're in a tough spot, your mind often gets stuck, telling you one story, usually a negative one. This story can make your feelings worse and keep you trapped in pain, fear, or anger. Cognitive reframing is a powerful technique that helps you change how you look at a situation. By shifting the story you tell yourself. Instead of thinking, I can't handle this, try asking, what can I learn from this? Or, is there another way to see this? For example, imagine you lost a job. The first thought might be, I'm a failure, I'll never find anything better. That's a tough story to carry. Reframing might look like this. This is a hard setback, but it's also an opportunity to find work that really fits me. You're not ignoring the pain. You're choosing to see a different perspective, one that gives you more control and hope. By practicing cognitive reframing, you train your brain to step back from automatic negative thoughts and create space for solutions and growth. When emotions feel overwhelming, one of the fastest ways to regain control is through your breath. Box breathing is a simple technique that helps calm your nervous system and clear your mind, even in the most stressful moments. Here's how to do it. Breathe in slowly for 4 seconds. Hold your breath for 4 seconds. Exhale slowly for 4 seconds. Hold your breath again for 4 seconds. That's one round. Repeat 4 times. For example, imagine you're about to give an important presentation and your heart is racing. Taking a moment to do box breathing can slow your heartbeat, reduce anxiety, and help you focus. You don't need any special tools or space, just your breath and a few quiet seconds. The steady rhythm sends a signal to your brain, everything is okay. Have you ever caught your mind replaying the same thoughts over and over, even when you know it's not helping? That's called rumination. It's like your brain gets stuck in a loop, replaying regrets, fears, or worst-case scenarios without finding any real solution. Rumination sounds like, what if I fail? Why did I mess that up? I should have said something different. It drains your energy, increases anxiety, and keeps you trapped in the past or future, but not the present. To break the cycle, you need to interrupt the pattern. Here's how. Say it out loud. I'm ruminating right now. Just naming it builds awareness. Redirect your focus, get up, go for a walk, stretch, or call a friend. Even 2 minutes of movement can reset your brain. Ask yourself, is this helping me or hurting me? If it's just looping, pause and shift. You don't have to solve every thought. Sometimes, the most powerful thing you can do is step away from the loop and come back to now. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with others. When life feels overwhelming, thinking about the big picture can make you feel even more stuck. The next right thing approach helps you shift your focus from everything to just one small step. The next thing you can do that moves you forward, even just a little. You don't need to have it all figured out. You don't need a 5-year plan. You just need to ask, what's the next right thing I can do? It could be something small, getting out of bed, brushing your teeth, drinking a glass of water, texting a friend back, stepping outside for 5 minutes. For example, if you're dealing with heartbreak or loss, you may not be able to fix the pain, but you can make your bed. You can eat something nourishing, you can take a shower, and that one small act, it creates momentum. The next right thing doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be doable. One step becomes 2, and eventually you start moving again, gently, at your own pace. When you're going through a tough time, it often feels like everyone can see it, like there's a spotlight on you. This is called the spotlight effect, a psychological phenomenon where we believe others notice our mistakes, flaws, or emotions far more than they actually do. You trip on the sidewalk and feel embarrassed for hours. You say something awkward in a meeting and replay it all day. You cry in public and feel like everyone's judging you. But here's the truth. Most people are too focused on themselves to notice, or they forget within minutes. The spotlight is in your mind, not on you. How to practice this? First, catch the thought that everyone must be noticing this. Then challenge it by asking, is this really as big of a deal as I think? And remind yourself, people are likely thinking about their own lives, not yours. Let that take the pressure off. When you're overwhelmed, your inner voice can feel like your worst critic. But there's a simple mental trick that helps you step back and see things more clearly, talking to yourself in the third person. Instead of saying, why am I like this? You say, why is Sarah, your name, feeling this way? Research shows that using your own name instead of I creates emotional distance. It helps your brain think more clearly and compassionately, almost like you're giving advice to a friend, not judging yourself. Here's how to try it. Instead of, I can't handle this, say, John is having a hard day, but she's done hard things before. Instead of, I'm such a failure, say, Julia is feeling disappointed, but this doesn't define her. This small shift changes the tone in your mind. It makes space for kindness, logic, and calm, especially when emotions run high. You become the helper in your own story, not the critic. Your brain can't always tell the difference between what's real and what's vividly imagined, and that's a powerful thing. Visualization uses this to your advantage, helping you mentally practice calm, strength, or safety, especially when you're feeling overwhelmed. Think of it like a mental reset. When your reality feels too heavy, you can create a new experience in your mind to shift your emotional state. Here's how to try it. Close your eyes, breathe deeply. Then picture a place where you feel completely safe, maybe a quiet beach, a warm cabin, or your favorite childhood memory. Imagine the sights, sounds, smells, and sensations in detail, or visualize your stronger future self, the version of you who's already made it through. What would they say to you now? Maybe, "You've survived every hard day so far. You're stronger than you know." Even a few minutes of this can calm your nervous system and create emotional distance from the chaos. Visualization isn't escape, it's reconnection to strength, to hope, to the version of you who keeps going. Do you know your immune system actually gets stronger when exposed to small amounts of germs, or that your muscles only grow through the stress of lifting weight? This is the core idea behind anti-fragility, a concept developed by author and philosopher Nassim Nicholas Taleb. Anti-fragility is when something doesn't just survive chaos, difficulty, or stress. It actually benefits from it. So how do you become emotionally or mentally anti-fragile? You start by introducing controlled discomfort, small voluntary challenges that build inner strength over time. For example, you could try: take a 1-minute cold shower. Speak the truth you've been too afraid to share. Speak up in a room where you usually stay quiet. Go a day without distractions, no phone, no social media. Let yourself fail at something, then try again. Each time you lean into discomfort instead of running from it, you grow. Not just tougher, but wiser, calmer, and more capable. That's anti-fragility, and it's one of your greatest superpowers. If you've made it this far, take a moment to be proud of yourself. You didn't scroll past, you didn't shut down, you showed up for your healing, and that matters. Hard days will come, but so will the tools, the growth, and the strength already inside you. You don't need to have it all figured out, you just need to keep choosing the next right thing, the next small step, the next bit of self-kindness. Remember, you are not broken, you are building, you're not behind, you're becoming, and sometimes the message really does find you when you need it most. If this spoke to you, share it with someone who might need it too. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. What's one technique you're going to try today? You're not alone, and you're doing better than you think.